Take to the Woods. Dear Editor, perhaps you never feel so hemmed in by mending, cooking, cleaning, and hundreds of other daily tasks that you cannot see beyond them. I do. When these things press too closely, I become nervous and irritable. I lose my vision. Little things are magnified out of all proportions. This is the time to take to the woods, so to speak. A few minutes alone in the garden, or on a hilltop in the sunset glow, or a walk down the pasture path, never fail to restore my balance and bring peace and renewed courage and enthusiasm. These periods of time out must be, for me at least, spent alone and in silence. In quiet passiveness, I drink in the peace and beauty of God's world. Soon a feeling of renewed life thrills through me, and I return to the daily round refreshed and ready for whatever may come. Try it sometime, you who feel that life is humdrum and commonplace. In a relaxed and passive state of mind, try to absorb, to make a part of yourself, the beauty of the hills, the clouds, the flowers. Soon you will thrill with wonder at the marvels of nature and the goodness of life, and in the midst of the commonplace, find a great adventure. Emma Jean, Nebraska. Where is God? Dear Editor, I have walked in the evening when the twilight was deepening into night. I have seen the last glow of a sunset fade and the first star peep out of a deep blue heaven. God was there. I have seen the dawn waken into morning with a hilarious flaming sunrise. I have watched the noon sun shine down upon fields of fresh green corn and golden yellow wheat. God was there. I have watched feathery snowflakes fall from a gray sky. I have watched rain beat against window panes and fall gently upon the dusty, thirsty earth. God was there. I have been in churches, large ones that filled me with awe, small ones that made me humble. I have listened to ministers lead their congregations in Our Father who art in heaven. God was there. I have seen mothers keep long, watchful vigils over sick babies. I have seen them, with wives and sweethearts, send their men to a great war. Certainly God was there. I have walked with Christ over hot, dusty roads. I have knelt with him through the long hours of the night in the Garden of Gethsemane. God was there. God is everywhere. IMB, South Dakota. A Woman's Eyes, dedicated to Catherine Pillmore Hooper. Some women have such dignity and quiet in their eyes, a look both infinitely sweet and deeply wise. Perhaps it was a baby's smile that left such beauty there. Perhaps it came through patient years of toil and care. But oh, I pray such peace and strength may someday dwell in mine, as though I'd looked a life and seen a face divine. Dorothy Wardell Boyce. Quit merely existing. Dear editor, not long ago, through a serious illness, I nearly lost my husband. With a rush, old memories came back to me. When we were sweethearts, our first married life, how happy we were. Obstacles seemed nothing, but somewhere along the way we had lost that magic happiness in despair over hard times and heavy debts. The precious years passed so swiftly. Before we realize it, there are only memories. I intend to live the remainder of my life differently, a little more of the cream check for goodies which my husband and children enjoy. An oyster stew or coconut for a fancy cake or pie, a little more time spent making our clothes presentable, a more regular church attendance, a few good magazines to read and books from the library. We can have good times with the neighbors, taking turns gathering at the various homes, playing games of all kinds, and dividing the refreshments so that no one will be unduly burdened. In short, we've quit merely existing. We're going to live a glorious, full life. Not unmindful of our obligations, but never again will they engulf us. Emancipated, Nebraska. Nothing is too good to use. Dear editor, when the Depression started and my husband lost his job in the city, we put our savings into a small truck and poultry farm. It was an ideal chicken ranch, but the house was old and needed just about everything in the way of inside finishing of walls and floors. Before we were fairly started at it, the Depression was on full force. Prices dropped. No more money for repairs. It all seemed so hopeless, though we did the best we could with crack fillers, floor paint, and new, clean building paper, wallpaper, and paint for woodwork. My priceless heirlooms, the hand-woven coverlets, the pillows and table cover made from my grandmother's paisley shawl, and the purple and gold pattern plates, I stored carefully away as too nice for the house. Not long ago, I heard over the radio the true story from Death Valley of the couple who had refused $1 million for their mine, and for 26 years had left stored away rugs, curtains, everything that would make their house home-like, because they might sell any day for $5 million, and it really wasn't worthwhile to unpack the boxes of furniture they had brought. 26 years of bare floors and curtainless windows, just the bare necessities of life, looking ahead to what? My floors and windows were not bare, but what a touch of beauty was added when I hung up 2 pairs of portieres from the blue and white coverlets my grandmother had woven, when I used once again the bright pillows and table covers I had stored away. As I work in the kitchen, how it cheers and encourages me to see through the glass doors of the cupboard that gleaming, glistening set of dishes with the raised design of purple and gold. What memories they bring me of my brave pioneer grandmother who amid untold hardships must still have beauty around her. The children love all the beautiful things. Surely it will brighten their whole lives and store up memories of a happy childhood. Sometimes it seems to me that for such a time as this were these things given me. This is my message to other women. If you have anything of beauty, use it now. Use it now, Washington. City Green. Dear editor, We were born and raised in Chicago, but our closest friends are farmers and their wives, my husband having been a rural pastor. Our first charge was located up in Wisconsin. On nearing the station, we asked a passenger how large a place it was. "Well, stranger," the man replied, "when your ears are in, your nose is out." We arrived. It was a challenge in more ways than one. We had come from the city where the philosophy of life was, "What is mine and I'll keep it." But here was another kind of philosophy. "Come, what is mine is yours and we'll share it." It was a real education. Sometimes I had to melt snow for babies' washing. The drinking water had to be carried from the neighbor's place until our well was dug. But I would not exchange those experiences for anything in the world. Of course, I was city green, and what amusement it afforded the dear old lady in whose home we stayed for a time, when she let me gather the eggs and I heard the rooster crow after I got in and said, "Oh, I should have waited." There's these dear people whom we came to love so warmly, and many tears were shed. We are back to city life and lights, but we shall never forget the whole-souled enthusiasm, the art of appreciation, and the hearts of gold of our country friends. A Pastor's Wife, Iowa. Let me bring gladness. Lord, thou hast given me a humble place. I ask that I may serve with smiling face. Let me bring gladness to the ones I love, my deeds, my words, my peace, their treasure trove. I would make smooth the path for stumbling childish feet, their needs of soul and body fully meet. In simple things like these, O Lord, I pray, help me to glorify Thee day by day. Patsy, New Jersey.